You're watching WSB Now's Access Atlanta, your source for local things to do, weekend events, travel destinations, and so much more. Watch and discover how to make the most of your weekend.
Get ready for a fun, exciting weekend in Atlanta. First up, Snow Mountain at Stone Mountain Park. Are you ready to conquer the 400-foot snow-covered tubing hill and enjoy an enormous snowy play area? Get your thrills and chills on at Daredevil Plunge, the tallest, fastest slope ever. Tickets are $34.95 and children 2 and under are free. Park Tavern at Piedmont Park hosts the annual Uncorked Wine Festival. Taste over 50 varieties of wine and craft beer while taking in music performances, a DJ, fun wine-themed activities, and more. General admission is $52. Santa's Fantastical is back. The holiday destination is full of art, technology, and nostalgia. The season comes alive through interactive experiences, live performances, state-of-the-art technology, and Instagram-worthy moments. Tickets for kids 3 to 12 years old start at $20, while adults start at $25. It's also time to experience Garden Lights holiday nights at the Atlanta Botanical Garden. Roast some s'mores and sip warm beverages while touring some of the popular garden sculptures like the Ice Goddess, Tunnel of Light, orchestral orbs, and so much more with all new music and motion. Tickets start at $20. 8 million lights, 15 dazzling scenes, and a magical night not to forget. The Fantasy and Lights exhibit at Callaway Gardens is one spectacular holiday light and sound show. Ticket prices vary. Now you have everything you need to make the most of your weekend in Atlanta. Enjoy.
What's an average weekend for you like? Sure, hitting the club or the bar can seem like a lot of fun, but how about switching it up? Don't worry, you don't have to scratch your head thinking of any ideas. We've got you covered. We're taking on galactic snow tubing at Stone Mountain Park. Tell us about galactic snow tubing. What is it?
Well, welcome to Snow Mountain. We are on the ramp here at Snow Mountain. It is snow tubing at Stone Mountain Park. And then we've taken snow tubing and turned it on its head, and it's at night. We turn on 22 different LED lights, and we have our lasers from our laser show, plus we have a completely different remix of music at night, so the experience completely changes.
Can you believe it? This is actually a full experience, and it's pretty cold out here. But you don't need to bring anything that you don't have at home. You can bring gloves, maybe even a hat, but the key here is to bring water-resistant clothing, like some pants or even rain boots. But right now, it's time for us to hit the slopes. So it is finally time to go down the mountain. I see all the lights and the lasers are just coming back and forth, and I'm about to slide down this mountain. All right, you ready to have some fun? Yes, I'm ready. I'm excited. All right, you ready? Yes. I can scream? Woo! Woo! Yes! Oh, snap! Yes! Okay. That was so fun! Yeah! Again, and again, and again, and again! That was so amazing. The ride down was everything. The music was blasting, the lights were going, and as you go down, the ride gets faster and faster, and I wanted to do it again and again and again. So you know what? I'm gonna go do it again.
Sally Mann was born in Lexington, Virginia, and actually the hospital she was born in used to be Stonewall Jackson's house. So right from the very start, she had a very profound connection to the South. And she loved this land. She loved the landscape, the beauty of it. But as she grew older and learned more about the history of the South, she struggled to reconcile her love for this place with her understanding that it was the site of so much violence and trauma, Civil War, slavery, segregation, coming up to the present day. In the photograph of Scarred Tree, for example, we see this incredible tree thrust up against the picture frame, but we also notice a scar going right across it. And that scar is a metaphor for the history of the South. And so in these photographs, she's trying to bring to our consciousness an understanding that even if we walk by someplace that may look simple or normal or calm, that it too is the site of a lot of historical trauma. But many of her photographs also touch on larger themes of human existence, what it means to raise children, what it means to grow old and to get sick, and also how we reflect as a community on our shared American history. These photographs are very carefully crafted to tell us a story. I hope that they can also find a personal connection with their own history, whether or not they're from the South, their own experiences growing up or having children or dealing with an illness, and also that they understand that this exhibition is really about our shared American history, our past, where we've been, where we are now, and perhaps where we're going in the future.
It's officially holiday season, which means Priscilla is back. Most people in Atlanta know her best as the Macys Pink Pig.
We're gonna ride Pink Pig.
Yeah, we go ride the Pink Pig.
It's something that's been a tradition for people in Atlanta for generations, over 50 years. So it's a really cool thing.
Children and adults alike travel through a life-size storybook beneath the signature 1950s themed tent located at Macy's Lenox Square upper level parking deck.
We have over 80,000 riders a year. It's a big tradition with families. Some come on a special day, like they always come the day after Thanksgiving.
As a mom of 2 young children, give me the best insider tip to avoid a line or to avoid crowds.
You can come buy your tickets anytime.
While it's a great time for the family, it's also a huge fundraiser for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
A portion of every ride ticket goes towards Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. To date, we've donated over $800,000 to this amazing organization.
In the summertime, you've probably enjoyed a cocktail or two on the patio at Yebo Beach House. The popular Buckhead restaurant that is beach-themed during the summer transforms into a ski house during the winter months.
We are a beach house in the summer and a ski house in the winter. It's basically a pop-up experience for 3 months where people can come and enjoy, a ski lodge environment as if they were in Aspen or Vail. We've literally transformed from a beach house to a ski lodge, and we change all the furniture, all the decorations, the menu, the wine, the food, everything changes. And so you feel that vibe when you come into ski house. Basically, it changes twice a year, and that's very unique. There's not any other restaurants that do that in Atlanta. So people can come, people have favorites. Like some people love beach house, some people love ski house, and some people, love the menu items. But the menu items are constantly changing, so it's very unique in that way. Ski house will always have the ostrich bolognese. In my opinion, one of the best pastas in town. People love it. It's a heartier dish for the winter time. After you on the mountain skiing, you want to have a cocktail and something to eat. And so we do fondue, beer cheese fondue, where everyone can share and dip. And it's basically like if you just come off the mountain, you're going to have a cocktail and a shareable plate, and it just works for everybody.
And they even have something called the shot ski. So what exactly does the shot ski entail?
You line it up with the shots of choice. We make some up that have some South African influence, like the amarula and stuff like that. 4 of your friends pick up the ski and you do a shot ski together. We ring a bell and people go mad and everyone loves it.
That's a wrap here at Yebo Ski House. I'm Brittany Tenenbaum with
Justin Anthony. Thanks for
See you
joining
later.
us.
Doing good in Georgia. The Booth Museum in Cartersville invites you to explore Warhol and the West. From childhood to the boots he wore on famed Studio 54's dance floor and his last major project, 1986 series, Cowboys and Indians. Don't miss the newest exhibit of Andy Warhol's lifelong love. The red kettles are out and Salvation Army volunteers are ready. Ring the bell for thousands of families, seniors, and homeless this holiday from now until Christmas Eve. More than 15,000 wreaths are needed for the Georgia National Cemetery. Help Wreaths Across America remember, honor, and teach this holiday season. Sponsor a wreath today. Get curious at the Children's Museum of Atlanta's newest exhibit. Kids can explore science, math, and engineering with Curious George. It's open now through January 5th.
Curling. curling. We all saw it at the Winter Olympics, but if you're like me, you thought, how hard could that sport really be? And why is it even considered a sport? Well, I have a feeling I'm in for a rude awakening as I join the Atlanta Curling Club here at the Center Ice Arena in Sandy Springs. The group offers lessons to anyone daring to try every Friday night. So let's go. When you arrive, everything is set up. All you have to do is put on your shoe covers and step on the ice.
If you're not quite sure of your footing, we can definitely put these on. These are just a little extra grippiness.
All right.
Generally for curling, we have special curling shoes, but you can also just wear sneakers.
Oh, these are way
typically.
better.
Now, the other things we have is obviously a broom, which you'll use to sweep in front of the stone. Yep.
I got that move down, guys. Got that move down. You're also handed a step-on slider, which does exactly what it sounds like. Helps you slide.
And believe it or not, most of your weight is going to be on that as you slide.
Oh, dear Lord.
All right, so step off that.
Tell me the point of curling. Like, what am I actually trying to do?
So the point is to get more of your stones closer to the center of this big target area than your opponent. And it scores kind of like bocce. You get a point for every one of your stones that's closer than your opponent's nearest stone.
Gotcha. I just try to lift this sucker up. It is heavy. How much do these things weigh?
So in general, they weigh about 42 pounds.
42 pounds, all right. Now I'm holding this broom. What is sweeping for?
So sweeping makes a stone go further and it makes it go straighter.
I feel like that's the big calorie burner in this sport.
It is. You actually walk about 2.5, 3 miles or whatever, because you're going back and forth over 2 hours, like 64 times, like
there
a lot.
There you go. If you want to work out, come curling. So with a little demo, it was time to curl.
It's in play, right?
That would have made it if I swept the whole way.
So basically, you slapped off.
Because it would have gone further. Yeah.
So it wasn't my fault.
No. Always blame the sweepers.
They make it look a lot easier at the Olympics, but it's definitely fun.
It's a little bit shakier than I thought it would be, but it's also a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you'd recommend this to other people?
Absolutely.
What I also learned, curlers like to celebrate. You're about to learn about broom stacking. I'm not quite sure what that is. So Dan, tell us what broom stacking and curling is.
So broom stacking is kind of a fancy curling word for tailgating. And after every game, both teams go and have a pint or a beverage.
I love broom stacking.
Most people do.
That just sounds bad.
If you want to learn how to curl, here are the details. Friday night, Center Ice Arena, $30 for a 2-hour lesson. Second game free.
Football season is here, which means tailgating season is here. We're over at Leon's Full Service, giving you some game day inspired cocktail recipes. Let's head to the bar. Located in downtown Decatur, Leon's Full Service serves up delicious food and refreshing craft cocktails. Leon's manager Zach Cable gave us some insider tailgating tips, including how to batch cocktails for a game day tailgate, as well as 2 easy and tasty recipes that will certainly be a touchdown with all your friends.
So we have 2 cocktails today. First one, Hail Mary, is going to be 2 ounces of the American Spirit Works apple brandy, Armor and Oak, a 1/2 ounce of ginger syrup, a 1/2 ounce of honey, and 3/4 of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And the other cocktail we have is a classic cocktail called The Last Word, and that's going to be 3/4 of each ingredient, just equal parts. And we're going to use the Atlanta United Gin in there from Old Fourth Ward Distillery, fresh squeezed lime juice. We have Luxardo Maraschino cherry liqueur and green chartreuse. Again, this is equal parts across the board. So when you're batching a cocktail, make sure you're adding 1 part water for every 3 parts of a cocktail. And then you put it in the fridge, or you can throw it in a cooler and cool it down. But that way you kind of eliminate having to shake the drink and actually dilute it before you serve it. So when I'm making cocktails and I'm going to a tailgate, I usually team up with one of my chef buddies.
Chef Alan Byers recommends pairing some finger foods like kebabs with the 2 cocktail recipes. Skewers of chicken with pineapple, onions, and peppers pair well, as well as marinated ribeye, local peppers, corn, and onion kebabs. Now that's a tailgate that will most definitely be a touchdown.
If the walls of the stately Victorian mansion could talk, located in the heart of Cartersville Historic District, Roselawn is a grand home of architectural and spiritual significance. It was home to evangelist Samuel Porter Jones. Like a modern-day Billy Graham, Jones's influence reached the masses, from everyday people to American presidents. Jones's calling came to him later in life. After alcoholism ended his law practice, it was his dad's dying words that changed him.
He said, "My poor, wicked, reckless boy, you've broken the heart of your sweet wife, and you're taking me down in sorrow to my grave. Promise me I'll meet you in heaven." And he began to weep, and he said, I'll quit.
The Jones family had roots at Roselawn until his wife Laura died in 1927. The home changed hands and its decline began. The once majestic home became an eyesore. Overgrown vines, the roses gone, and broken windows. Jones's great-grandson remembers the ruin and the effort by Bartow County in the 1970s to purchase the home and bring it back to its original splendor.
And the county was trying to raise the money to purchase the house. And I think it was like $75,000, which seems like a joke now.
Every one of the 18 rooms displays family antiques and heirlooms, some even found by accident.
I have actually found an autograph book of one of his daughters, and her father had written to her, and also her mother, and so that was a very special find.
Every year, the descendants of Sam Jones return here to Roselawn for a family reunion, but it's open for all to visit to make your own memories here. I'm Wendy Corona.
You're watching Access Atlanta on the WSB Now app, your source for local things to do.
A visit to the College Football Hall of Fame in downtown Atlanta will have you singing, kicking, and reliving some of the greatest moments in your team's college football history. The journey through college football's greatest moments, players, stadiums, and more begins here at the Helmet Wall.
Every single college football team in America represented on this wall, 778 teams. It's the only place in America you're going to see that.
Once visitors take in all 778 helmets and locate their teams, it's time to register. And this is what makes a trip to the Hall of Fame unique for fans from different teams. Registering provides fans with an all-access pass, a pass to their visit to the Hall. Make an appearance on the college football game day set and make a prediction for the big game? It's stored to your all-access passes locker that you can access long after you've gone home for the day. Paint your face for the big game? Perform your team's fight song. It's all stored for you to relive again or share. The all-access pass also is the key to much of the interactivity. A Bulldog fan doesn't want to learn all about Georgia Tech's history, and a Yellow Jacket could care less about those darn Bulldogs. With the pass, when a Tennessee fan approaches the 52-foot touchscreen wall at the Why We Love College Football area, they can sing Rocky Top. A Miami fan is going to learn all about the U, and a Texas fan can hook 'em horns with Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams. The Hall has over 65,000 pieces of digital content, and it's constantly growing.
I wasn't expecting to see some moments from my alma mater, University of Arkansas. Getting to see some moments of history that I'm familiar with and was a part of, that was a surprise.
The interactivity doesn't end there. Can you kick a field goal? Make a touchdown throw? Win the game on a diving catch? Put your skills to the test on the indoor playing field. Afterwards, get some tips from Peyton Manning.
He's waiting for you to walk up to him, and when you do walk up to him, he's going to tell you about all the regimen, how he ate, what his studies were, you know, how he kept a healthy lifestyle. And that, I think that's a really important piece of what we're doing as well, is trying to bring the fan closer to the players.
After talking over the game with Peyton, check out something he was never able to put his hands on, the Heisman Trophy. The National Championship Trophy and other top awards can be found in the Hall of Fame.
Just being a football player, those kind of things, you know, some of the things you strive for, and just getting to be that close to them, it was a powerful moment.
Always blocking, they got a wall going. Uh-oh.
For Access Atlanta, I'm Nelson Hicks.
How fun was that?
That is The Rush, attracting tens of thousands of visitors to Atlanta, and I got to experience it firsthand. With a professional instructor by my side, I got behind the wheel to try out the 1.6-mile test track at the Porsche Experience Center in Hapeville.
To the floor, like bam. Good. Now off the brake. Floor it. Keep it down.
My God.
Keep it down.
Oh
Keep
my
it down.
God.
Keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down.
It is one of the metro area's newest and most unique attractions, and the Porsche driving experience drew an estimated 46,000 visitors in 2017 alone. In an exclusive interview, Porsche North America CEO Klaus Zellmer told me what it's all about.
That we want people to feel the car. I mean, feeling Porsche is about driving the car, and we want them to be able to take it to the limit and maybe beyond.
That means experiencing the rush and raw power of driving a Porsche.
Most important is that people feel well served and feel engaged and feel personally attached to our people that look after them when they are on site.
Have you been surprised by that? The sort of the outpouring, the interest, people coming here, tour groups, school groups, you know, your restaurant is busy, coming for the Porsche drive experience?
I have actually worked for Porsche for over 20 years now, and I have not seen people who are so driven by the brand outside this country.
Among those 46,000 visitors, plenty of celebrities. And to protect their privacy, Zellmer wouldn't name names, but he gave us a big hint.
If I tell you the movies that were shot here, then you know the actors.
Okay.
So one was Captain America.
Okay.
So Civil War, and the other one was Spider-Man, Homecoming.
Okay.
So now imagine all the actors and actresses that are involved in those movies. Yes, we had them here.
75 different Porsche vehicles, and find out how they handle in all types of terrain. And there are plenty of people around to service those vehicles. The facility also serves as the training center for all of North America's Porsche technicians.
In our dealerships all around the U.S., we have 188 dealerships. We have 1,000 technicians that work on the car.
Porsche hopes to attract even more visitors to this $100 million facility in 2018, an attraction providing this one-of-a-kind experience. Oh my God, that is just crazy. Okay, I survived.
Hey guys, Heather Catlin at CMX Sena Bistro in Peachtree Corners, officially open. Now, if you're looking for a luxurious movie theater experience, this is the place to visit. From luxurious high-back leather lounges that you can reserve to in-seat meal service before the films, CMX Sena Bistro is 100% first class.
We are luxury from the minute you walk in the door.
A concierge greets you when you walk in, then you can have a seat at the full-service bar and sip on specialty cocktails.
We have some amazing drinks. I have the pink flower, and this is the strawberry mango. And we have bartenders, and we have quite an array of drinks in our bar.
One of the most popular.
Yes. That we have so many different drinks. The strawberry mango lemon drop. Did you like that?
That's delicious.
So we have all kinds of specialty drinks that are made, as well as a full bar, so you can have anything you want.
What's great about CMX Sena Bistro is that you don't even have to see a movie to enjoy the drinks or food. And that food, absolutely delicious.
So we've got a network of very talented individuals running our kitchens. And, you know, it's a very fun collaboration. You know, we kind of trade ideas, and, you know, we're always progressing the food in Sena Bistros.
That is delicious. I got to sample some of the meals in their state-of-the-art kitchen, but this is where most people have their meal, on these plush loungers.
Servers take your order and bring you your meal 30 minutes before the movie starts to ensure you're not disrupted during the film. One thing to remember when visiting CMX Sena Bistro, it's adult only after 6 p.m.
Any show starting after 6 p.m., no children are allowed. During the day, children can come with an adult up until a 6 p.m. show. But I guarantee after the first time you're here, you'll never go anywhere else.
Welcome to the Children's Museum. We're standing in front of our new exhibit, Curious George, Let's Get Curious. This is a wonderful STEM exhibit for kids who are ages 2 and up. It's really important to have the exhibit here at the Children's Museum because it provides great opportunities for children to explore their inner scientist. We're in front of the wind power exhibit, and one of the things about children in our age range is they're really concrete thinkers, and wind is something they experience every day. So this exhibit helps teach kids about wind and how you can use it to move things. So behind us is a wind cannon that they can point at the windmill to make it go, but also next to it is a wonderful display where they can create their own wind and whirligigs to see how they can harness the power of the wind. If you live in Atlanta, you see construction all the time. And behind me is Curious George's version of Atlanta's construction. You see the construction tower where kids can move the building blocks up to the top of the building. They come back down and they can start all over again. There's lots of fun STEM concepts buried in here. You've got simple machines with the levers and the pulleys, but you also have some early math concepts with how many blocks are you sending up and how you measure them on the floor. So it's just a lot of fun and gets to a lot of fun learning for the kids. So this is one of my favorite parts of the exhibit. It is all about fun with light and shadow and color. You can make a giant tower with colored tiles. You can mix and match the colors. You can create colored shadows, or you can just make your own shadow puppets. You can even do Bunny God crossing across the wall. So I hope you all have had a great time seeing the exhibit. The exhibit is here until January 6th, so come on down and get curious with Curious George and us.